Good evening, Hoop Junkies. We are here in Canoga Park for another edition of your Pinoy Ballers SFV All Valley Battle Cup. The matchup is the Suns going up against the Granada Hills Bulldogs. I'm your host, the one and only Ludwig Van Magic Man, as we await for the opening tip-off. The Suns wearing black jersey, while the Bulldogs wearing white jersey. Starting for the Suns is Ari Bigdoli, Elijah Galingan, JC Ovenson, James Mercano, and Adrian Bigdoli. As for the guys in white for the Bulldogs, it is Jano Santos, Michael Chua, Kyle Baldivia, Ruel Cruz, and Dencho Enriquez. As the first basket goes to the Suns, 2 to nothing. Santos facilitating. The double team comes and Ovenson comes up with a steal. Galingan, drop pass to Ovenson, and Ovenson point blank miss on that one, but good setup. However, Enriquez, no look pass. Chua with the reverse. Look at the tight defense of the Suns. However, Dencho Enriquez was wide open for that easy basket. 5 to 2 in favor of the Suns. The Suns starting aggressively here in the early goings of the first quarter. Adrian De La Hoya, no opening for him. Transition offense. Kyle Baldivia spots up. Too strong. Gets his own miss. Baldivia from the elbow and all net for Kyle Baldivia. Cutting the lead down to 1, 5 to 4. Ari Bigdoli will be manning the point guard duties here. Slices the D, kicks it out to Mercano. Mercano in and out. Baldivia. Well, Kyle Baldivia, no? You gotta put the clamps on him, otherwise this guy can run down the floor and kill you in the open transition. Santos sees no opening, decides to reset. Cal Valdivia zigzagging his way, give and go, finds Mike Chua underneath the basket. Now the Bulldogs grab the lead. The Bulldogs are on top of the standings, if I'm correct, right? Galingan drains it from long distance. Elijah Galingan tying, or rather, tying the ball game up at 8. Yes, we are tied at 8. Ari with the first foul. Baseline throw will be given to them. Well, no, what should be the game plan for both teams? No, for both teams, you gotta assess the strengths and weaknesses. For the Suns, you have JC Ovenson, who is almost unstoppable underneath the paint, but Dencho Enriquez on the other end. Well, you gotta stop the big three of the Bulldogs. No, you have Dencho Enriquez, you have Kyle Valdivia, and you have Jano Santos, who can bust this game wide open. So you gotta control the tempo. No, use your height advantage. As Ari Bigdoli with a one-hander, and Ari Bigdoli will not be denied. They're trying to come back after that disappointing loss that they had last week, no, last Thursday. By the way, no, this Pinoy Ballers SFV League is every Thursday and Sunday as Ruel Cruz makes the basket. Well, that was good ball movement there between Chua and Cruz in the paint, no. Well, they gotta have their hands full, especially against JC Ovenson, who is almost like a freight train in the paint. No? Ari Bigdoli, front rim, and JC Ovenson takes the ball down. JC Galingan, too strong. Or Elijah Galingan, I'm sorry. Napag-combine na natin yung JC tsaka Elijah, no? Anyway, Cal Valdivia with two hands challenging him. Mercano inhales the board. Bigdoli, top of the key, rattles. And again, back and forth for both teams, missing and traveling violation for Jano Santos as he moved his pivot foot. Substitution. Galingan will try to strategize here. He sees an opening and he will capitalize for Elijah Galingan with that runner. 8 to 12 is our, or 10 to 12 is our score. Team Alcances, shout out to our favorite team Alcances. Team, I need you here to the camera because it's difficult for me to get it. We won't be able to get Ari Bigdoli to JC Ovenson, too strong, but good intentions. However, that would not count. Shout out to Apolaus, one of my favorite boys here. Valdivia, cross court, no look pass. Chua, again that ball movement. Tencho Enriquez, Ruel Cruz takes down another board. Valdivia, front rim. There you go. And stolen away by Valdivia, charging his way down low. And Tencho Enriquez with a short stab, making it 16 to 10. Bigdoli, Mercano trying to answer right back as Mercano knocks it down. Yes, sir, for James Mercano. You think so? Kyle Valdivia shifting gears, finds Ruel Cruz, and Ruel Cruz uses the glass and in. Medyo nawala yung camera natin doon. June kinda help us out in the camera duties. Ari Bigdoli at the middle, kicks it out. Galingan, he was able to hit one a while ago. Back rim, taken away by Dencho Enriquez. Dencho Enriquez. Cal Valdivia will try to slow the tempo. Yeah, 13 to 16. Enriquez. Corner 3, Jano Santos. It bounces off. Galingan pushes the tempo. Galingan uses it in the other end, but cleaning up the boards is JC Ovenson. Well, as we mentioned, JC Ovenson, he can bulldoze his way. He can bully his way in the paint, in the interior. But let's see what will the strategy of the Bulldogs here. JC Ovenson. Valdivia. They swing that ball around. Valdivia with the attack. Corner 3. Too strong for Jano Santos. Cruz. Valdivia will try to penetrate. And Big Dolly will be called for the foul. Sapan. And foul will be called as Cal Valdivia will go to the line and shoot two. Oh, may mic na tayo. Check, check. Team Alcances. Special shoutout kay Team Alcances. Nahanap ko si Condi Banal eh. Asa ba si Condi? Absent. Bakit? Back to the action. Kailangan natin ng cameraman. I'm doing camera and announcing at the same time. They tap it away. Galingan, corner 3. Zapanta will try to hit it. And Chua with the tap. Chua coming out of nowhere on that one. Enriquez. They will use the half court set. Well, do you think it's a good idea to use the half court set, especially if you have JC Ovenson in the shaded lane? But you have Michael Chua who can also match up with the reverse from Jun Colantes. And again, hindi nakuha ng camera natin. Andun yung camera sa kabila. Wala, hindi nakuha. 15 to 21 is our score. There you go. Si Mr. Villaseran. You'll be our savior for today kasi yung camera hindi nakukuha yung magagandang shoot. Napakaganda pa naman na shoot ni Jun Colantes with the end one from Jun Colantes. Well, you gotta credit the ball movement here of the Bulldogs, no? The Bulldogs up by 7. Apple, Big Dolly, able to deflect his defender, and Zapanta all day to shoot, and Zapanta nails it from beyond the arc. cutting the lead down to 4, 18 to 22. The pressure is on. Ruel Cruz will try to answer right back. Taken away by Apple, Ari Bigdoli. And they will wait for their teammates. Apple trying to direct traffic. Apple again with the hesitation. Finds Ari Bigdoli, and Ari Bigdoli all net as back-to-back hits from long distance. And at the end of the first quarter, it's the Bulldogs up by 4, 22 to 18 against the Suns. We'll be right back with the second quarter. May laro kayo mamaya? Ganun yung format. Hindi siya ano, hindi siya yung mauuna yung one and then
Nag-stay dapat one tapos
yung apat na magpo-playoffs. Oo, dapat ganun. Sa next, mapag-usapan niyo ulit yan. Back to the action. This is the second quarter between the Granada Hills Bulldogs and the Porter Ranch Suns. As the basket again for the Suns, opening the quarter with a 2-point basket, 23 to 22. The Suns regain the lead. Dencho Enriquez will try to man the point guard duties. Drop pass, Chua uses his strength underneath the paint. And there's some chaos down the floor. And foul will be called as foul will be slapped on the Suns. Free throws will be given to Chua. Well, that is one way to neutralize JC Ovenson on the paint. Now you have Michael Chua, who also has the post up moves. Makes the first basket, ties the ball game up at 23. This is the first game of our two-game headliner here in Canoga Park. So if you're in the area, this is recording, no? So we're not live, no. But anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're in the area around Los Angeles, Canoga Park, well, you can drop by here every Thursday and Sunday for some basketball action. Pinoy hoops, as we say. Cross court, Zapanta, they swing that ball around. Ball movement, Ari Bigdoli and Apple all board. And here comes Dencho Enriquez ahead of everyone, one-on-one against Bigdoli, and good position by Dencho Enriquez. Well, that was a smart move from Dencho Enriquez, who was able to use his upper body and neutralize the speed of Ari Bigdoli as he goes to the line and make a living in the free throw area. Well, for the Suns, they need to be careful with their fouls, no? Because it's something that the Bulldogs can capitalize down the line, especially in the fourth quarter, no? Dencho Enriquez makes the first basket, and while he is at the free throw, please make sure to follow our YouTube page, Pinoy Ballers SFB, and of course, for the meantime, our home Jungo YouTube page, no? Dahil wala wala si Jun Holgado, no? So we'll upload this in the Jungo's YouTube page. What's happening? Yeah, we have to pause the. Oh, nangyari. I can't see the games. There you go. Back to the action. Some technical difficulties. And Ovenson struggling in the paint. Well, of course, you have Michael Chua. Physicality. Ooh, was able to cross the timeline on that one for Ruel Cruz. Finds Cal Valdivia with the cut. And Valdivia uses his left hand to make that basket as he scores 26 to 23. 3-point lead separating both teams. Big Dolly again finds Zapata. He was able to make one a while ago. Big Dolly. Ovenson spots up and Ovenson in and out. Apple with the board. Zapanta, Big Dolly. Quick passing and quick turnaround from JC Ovenson. And JC Ovenson having trouble here Well, Michael Chua has been intimidating him in the paint. Well, those big bodies, those wide bodies between Ruel Cruz and Chua has been making life things difficult here for Ovenson. Fast break, transition. He will not catch it. Substitution. Mercano will check in the ball game as well as Adrian De La Hoya. A well-deserved rest for their starters, JC Ovenson and Nonoy Zapanta. They will manage the half court, facilitating. Colantes sees himself wide open, decides to take it, and Colantes will book it from the corner pocket, extending the lead to six. Well, that is one reason why the Bulldogs are in the top of the standings, no? Because they have a lot of scores. Everybody contributes, no? From their big three, Valdivia, Enriquez, and Santos. However, on that other end, Elijah Galingan will not be denied with a catch and shoot. J. With 5 minutes and 12 remaining here in the second quarter, the Bulldogs taking care of a 4-point lead, still within reach. Corner, Jano misses. Well, that was a good shot selection. However, Ari Bigdoli on the other end gets the end one. Foul on Kyle Valdivia as he gets the end one for Kyle Valdivia. Or the foul was downstairs, right? Oh, it was not counted. Was it counted? No basket. No, no basket because foul downstairs. So that was a wise foul. Adrian thought about it, kicks it out. Big Dolly, one on one against Cal Valdivia. Sees three defenders, decides to take it anyway. Powers his way, and again he will be fouled. Well, aggressive move by Ari Bigdoli. No? One way to get those Bulldogs in foul trouble as he relentlessly attacking the rim. Ari Bigdoli on the line and will shoot two. Remember, this is running time until the last quarter. But unless the lead is more than 10, then it will continue to go on. As he completes both free throws for Ari Bigdoli, making it a 2-point game, 29 to 27. Well, Ari Bigdoli starting off steaming hot here in the first half, and as well as Elijah Galingan picking up the slack as JC Ovenson is struggling in the offensive end, and with that patented runner from Jano Santos. Well, it's a good thing we don't see that on Sunday. No, we see it on the Thursday game. No, I'm lucky that we don't see that on Sunday. No, because it's difficult to stop, as they say. No, Mercano lighting it up. Colantes takes one rebound. Santos Enriquez fades away. Battle for the loose ball. It will go to Jano Santos. Jano Santos saves it. Valdivia baseline and Enriquez. The defense suffocating the life out of the Bulldogs. However, Colantes kicks it out to Santos. And Santos again with his runner. Drop pass. Chua, reverse. Taken away by James Mercano with the stop. Well, credit the defense there of the Suns as they were able to stop that raging attack. However, James Mercano on the other end giving them a dose of their own medicine. Drop pass. Look at the defense locking down Chua. Santos Enriquez decides to take the reset with 2 minutes and 15. Enriquez Colantes finds Valdivia at the middle, in and out. But good ball movement though. However, Ari Bigdoli on the other end, adjusting in mid-air as they push the tempo right back here. Chua, it bounces off, but the loose ball goes back to the Bulldogs. Valdivia lets it fly. Jano Santos drills it, extending the lead now to 5, 34 to 29. Jano Santos, that man is possessed right now. 29 to 34. Corner 3, James Marcano, front rim. They take it back. Apple, Galingan, back rim. Look at Apple taking that rebound again. A lot of second chance points here as Ari Bigdoli buries the tray, making it a 2 point game. Well, the Suns not letting this game slip away from their hands, despite the impressive outing here of the Bulldogs. Enriquez from the elbow, in and out. A chance for them to tie or grab the lead. Let's see what will the Suns do here. Well, remember, the Suns are playing inspired today. They want to bounce back from their previous loss against the Lakers last week, no? So let's see if they can carry over that energy. De La Hoya, Bigdoli, corner, pulls the trigger as James Mercano again hitting the lights out. Now they have the lead 35 to 34 with 28 seconds left. As ball will go to the Suns, momentum slowly shifting to their hands with 18 seconds left. Apple, 14 seconds. We will not count it down for you. Galingan with a hand on his face. Rebound taken away. 5 seconds left. Game is running. Enriquez with a Hail Mary. And after two halves of action, the Suns now takes the lead 35 to 34. This is the Pinoy Ballers SFB Battle Cup. We'll be right back for the second half action. Okay, it's okay. It's all good from the hood. Some technical difficulties. Wait a sec. Okay, okay. It's back. It's back. 35 ang Suns, 35, 34. 35, 34. Damang sila. All right, back to the action. This is the third quarter of your Pinoy Ballers SFB Battle Cup, the matchup between the Bulldogs and the Suns. Good evening. I'm your host, the one and only Ludwig Van Magic Man. You know who I am as Ari Bigdoli, open court transition basket. Ari Bigdoli is making things happen here in the third quarter as now they have a 3 point lead. What will the Bulldogs do here? What has happened there in the first half? Well, the Bulldogs they were up almost in the game by as high as 5 points. No, however, the Suns not letting it go away. Well, what should the Bulldogs do here? No, we haven't seen Kyle Valdivia making a difference here. Usually, he would be the one getting the points. However, on this end, you have the usual scorers for the Bulldogs, with Jano Santos and Enriquez doing a lot of heavy damage as well as Michael Chua. However, for the Suns, you have Ari Bigdoli and Elijah Galingan making the difference for their team, as well as James Mercano hitting back-to-back 3 point shots. So let's see. It is going to be interesting second half. James Mercano again on the other end. That's his third. 3-point basket as he fires away from the corner pocket, making it a 6-point lead. Well, they're taking away the run and gun offense here of the Bulldogs. No, usually those three guys, uh, Jano Santos and Valdivia and Enriquez, would usually put the pedal on the metal. However, they weren't able to impose their will here in this game. Laos with the power board. Ari Bigdoli on the other end stops and pops. Bigdoli comes up short as the Bulldogs will try to answer here. Cruz will nail it down as Ruel Cruz cutting the lead down to 3:37 to 40 with 7 minutes and 53 here in this third quarter. Apple navigating his options. Mercano thought about it, being hounded by Santos as Adrian De La Hoya knocks it down from the elbow, making it a 5-point game. The Suns still in command with 42 to 37 as Jano Santos with the runner teardrop. However, he misses that was too strong. And again, back-to-back hits from Adrian De La Hoya. Well, he calmly sinks it in. No? 44 to 37. Now it's a 7-point game being enjoyed by the Suns. Dencho Enriquez, Cruz, the defense getting into their skin. Santos against Zapanta, corner. Enriquez takes it closer, and Mercano pulls one down. 6 minutes and 38. A chance to increase the lead. Mercano with a flyby, and this time it is offline. Valdivia. Valdivia shifting gears, and Kyle Valdivia muscling his way inside the paint, and he will go to the line and will shoot it. JC Ovenson will be deployed back as well as Michael Chua. Michael Chua second shot. Kyle Valdivia on the line and will shoot two. Shout out to our volunteers for today. No, we have Team Alcances and Mark Villaseran together with yours truly, Ludwig Van, ang masugid yung commentator. And maraming salamat for giving me an opportunity to do this. No? Of course, we're doing this out of the love for the game. No, 44-38. 5 minutes and 33. Of course, our commissioner as well, no? Jungo. Subscribe sa YouTube page ni Jungo, no? Baka ma-monetize yan. Baka lang. Let's see. JC Ovenson throws a wild shot, gets his own miss. And again blocked by Enriquez. Message not sent. 44 to 39. Here comes Dencho Enriquez smelling blood like a shark as he will attack the lane and ball will remain with the Bulldogs. Our referees for today is Jonathan Smythe, who will be leading the officials for today. 5-point game. No opening as the defense quickly reacting on that one. Big Dolly, Apple will try to slow the pace. The spacing right there and high-low Apple to Ari Bigdoli. You gotta include that in the highlight reel as Apple finding that open guy, Ari Bigdoli. Well, that was good teamwork emphasized here in this ball game. 46 to 39 with 4 minutes and 27. The Bulldogs are having trouble here and they will try to use the same play that high-low. However, it was anticipated by Apple. Well, those small things, no, that makes the difference as De La Hoya coming from behind. JC Ovenson, he misses. Kyle Valdivia, drop pass, Chua bulldozes his way against two defenders and foul will be called against two. Foul will be called on Apple. 39 to 46. Well, this is still within reach, no? The Bulldogs, they can still make this a ball game if they can continue on until the last quarter. Just stay at it. Well, for the Suns, they need to keep the pace as they have the momentum, but Chua makes the basket for his first free throw attempt. Well, they gotta stop Ari Bigdoli here for the Bulldogs, no? He has been doing a lot of the heavy damage here in terms of points, in terms of those fast break transition, no? 46 to 40, Galingan strategizing, exploring his options. Ari Bigdoli again, as we mentioned, this guy has been busting this game wide open. Now they're up by 9, 49 to 40 as Ari Bigdoli. This guy's a two-way player, offense and defense. However, on that one, with the runner, he misses. Enriquez, they have numbers, 3-on-2 situation. Santos, and he was hacked by Apple. Well, good foul there by Apple. No easy baskets, no? That was a play of foul as he made sure that Jano Santos will not elevate on that one. Valdivia, 5 fouls on Apple. Four fouls on Apple, no? 4 fouls on Apple. Jano Santos, corner pocket as he puts them on a fire squad, making it again a 6 point game. Well, the Suns are still not out of the woods here. They're just up by 6. And this is just a two possession ball game. Anything can still happen, especially with a lot of minutes to play here in this ball game. Ovenson receives it at the middle, stolen away by Jano Santos, and Jano Santos will go all the way to the hole, and he goes for the home run. 49 to 43. Galingan, Big Dolly, and Ovenson. That was two turnovers from JC Ovenson. No? A fade away, Enriquez. But Apple stopping that play. JC Ovenson will try to make his basket there. Trying to amend his mistakes a while ago. 49 to 45, 4 point game. Substitution after the second shot, I believe. Ovenson on the line. And he misses. Substitution. Zapanta in the ball game. Apple, quality minutes here for the Suns, as well as for Adrian De La Hoya, who was able to hit 4 points here in the third quarter. Ovenson makes 1 out of 2 as he splits his charities with 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. No, of 50 to 40. That was a 3 point basket made. Jano Santos making it a 2 point game, 50 to 48. Jano Santos, he is on fire at the moment. He is feeling the momentum as he brings the hammer down from 3 point range. Foul on Valdivia. We are looking at a 2 point lead here in the third quarter. Folks, this is going to be an interesting fourth quarter. As that was Zapanta, right? Zapanta making it a 4 point game, 52 to 48. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Bulldogs trying to pull some punches here as we await the fourth and final quarter. We'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned. Apat Holma. You got four, Apple. You got four. Lima lang ba? Lima lang? Lima lang. So, apat na si Apple, no? Welcome back, Hoop fans. You are watching the Pinoy Ballers SFB here on YouTube live in Canoga Park. However, this is a recording, so please make sure to follow and subscribe our YouTube page, Pinoy Ballers SFB, and June Go's YouTube page. What has happened there in the third quarter? Well, in the third quarter, the Bulldogs starting to wake up behind Jano Santos, making this a 4-point game. However, the Suns not allowing that to happen as Zapanta and the rest of the company making baskets as JC Ovenson from the right side with that J making it a 54 to 48 6-point game. They're still maintaining that composure here. Chua will challenge JC Ovenson and foul will be called against Ovenson. 54 to 48. Man to man defense here. Colantes 1-on-1 against De La Hoya. Drop pass with the finger roll from Mike Chua. However, he misses. De La Hoya drop pass of Benson against the double team, and he will be fouled again by Colantes as JC Ovenson slowly but surely making amends from his turnovers a while ago, making it or earning it in the free throw area. 54 to 48. The Bulldogs need to re-energize themselves here as JC Ovenson continues that awful free throw. 1 out of 5 for JC Ovenson on the line. Well, that is a strategy that making it 1 out of 2. Well, that's a strategy that the Bulldogs can use now. They can foul Ovenson rather than make him have easy baskets in the paint. No, Colantes surveying the floor, single coverage, crossover. Jano Santos uses the screen at the middle. No opening as Galingan establishes that D and miscommunication between Santos as Galingan will deliver the goods 55 to 48 or 57 to 48. Timeout will be called by the Bulldogs. They need to talk things over with 7 minutes and 56. We'll be right back after this timeout. Back to the ball game. The Bulldogs down by 9, 57 to 48. The Suns slowly but surely trying to dig the grave here in the fourth quarter. Well, what is what should the Bulldogs do here? Well, the Bulldogs they need to involve all their players, no? Only Santos and Enriquez has been scoring for them. I haven't seen Cal Valdivia, who's been missing in action in terms of the points. Now, usually he would do all the fast break transition. However, in this ball game, he has not been a factor as ball will remain with the Suns, 57 to 48. Fresh shot clock for them. Oh, I forgot. There's no shot clock pala. No? 7 minutes and 20 remaining baseline throw. Well, if the Bulldogs want to make a run, this is the time that they should do so. Cal Valdivia, run and gun offense, and that is what we are talking about as Cal Valdivia making his presence felt now with that first basket, I suppose. I'm not sure. 57 to 50. Well, they need to put on the pressure here against the Suns. No, otherwise the Suns will take this victory. Mercano, corner. De La Hoya against Colantes. Ovenson puts up the J. Too strong. Kyle Valdivia finds Jano Santos. Jano Santos gets the shooter's bounce for Jano Santos. Well, that's almost unstoppable. That runner teardrop of Jano Santos now making it a 5-point game, 57 to 52 with 6 minutes and 23. The Bulldogs now trying to clamp down on their D. Galingan will be manning the point guard duties here. Speeds up the tempo for Elijah Galingan. That could have been a highlight if he made that, especially with the isolation drop pass. As Jano Santos making it a 3-point game underneath the basket. Well, that was a difficult move there by Jano Santos. Amazing play by the Bulldogs as the Bulldogs making it a 3-point game with 5 minutes and 45. Will the Suns rise to the occasion or will they falter down with the pressure? And Kyle Baldivia with the anticipation finds Jano Santos ahead of everyone and he goes down with the flush, making it a 1-point game 56 to 57. Kyle Baldivia making a difference here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back after this timeout. And there you go. Welcome back to the exciting fourth quarter between the Bulldogs and the Suns here in your Pinoy Ballers SFB. The Suns with a 1-point game. They have been a drought with the last 3 minutes here. Well, they need to find a way to score as they deploy Apple back in the ball game as Adrian De La Hoya. It bounces off. Here comes Jano Santos. Will go hard to the basket as he carves the defense up. And don't look now. The Bulldogs are up by 58 to 57. Well, the Suns, no, they're still here in this ball game. They don't need to rush their shots, but rather they need to play what how they were doing it a while ago. And almost a steal by Valdivia on the other end. Well, Kyle Valdivia has woken up here in the fourth quarter. We mentioned in the first to third quarter he was not a factor, but here in the fourth quarter he has been making the difference in the defensive end. One timeout each for both teams. Let's see what will happen here. Will the Bulldogs capitalize on the turnover, or will the Suns prevent that from happening? With 4 minutes and 29, Valdivia use the screen from Enriquez. Drop pass, Enriquez. JC Ovenson on him. Taller defender, and Ari Bigdoli. Active hands, and Ari Bigdoli will go and finish them off as they grab the driver's seat bag. 59 to 58. Ari Bigdoli. They are riding on the shoulders of Ari Bigdoli here in this ball game. Colantes. Well, this is going to be an interesting match between Kyle Valdivia and Ari Bigdoli. Let's see who will dominate each other here. Valdivia almost got the piece of it from JC Ovenson. Corner, Jano Santos. And Jano Santos, no fear. Corner pocket as he extends the lead to 261 to 59. Oh, we're lucky we don't see that in the Sunday League. No? Uh, 3 minutes and 34, no? Well, as we mentioned, no, this is a team game, no? He got his favorite teammates as Apple on the other end, hitting that jumper from the mid range, tying the game up at 61. Well, Apple has been the main difference here. However, he is in foul trouble. So let's see if that will be a factor here. Kyle Valdivia uses the clock. 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. With the flyby, Jano Santos. This time he checked for him as that was too strong. We are tied at 61. Ari Bigdoli. He will try to pull a Houdini. However, that was too strong. They got numbers 4-on-1 situation. Alley oop. Colantes and Colantes with that one hander. 63 to 61. 2 minutes and 38 remaining. Well, nobody came down for that defense for the Suns. No? They let Apple just be alone on that other end. Well, they need to help on the defensive end as well. Ovenson, quick passing, and De La Hoya saves it. Ovenson with the challenge. Bigdoli against Santos, and foul will be called against Jano Santos, as free throws will be rewarded to Bigdoli. Bigdoli. As we go to the last 2 minutes, do we stop the clock or no? 1 minute. 1 minute we stop the clock, no? No, 1 minute though. Eh. As Big Dolly misses his first free throw. Well, every basket counts here. Well, they just need to make a stop, no? If they make that basket. Just one possession separating both teams. Oh, this is going to be interesting as both teams will be trading punches here in the last 1 minute and 24 remaining. Valdivia holding on to that leather. The defense using a 2-3 zone. Valdivia, Big Dolly on him. The marquee matchup between two scorers. Valdivia, Enriquez, pump fake, can't get his man up there. Colantes against De La Hoya. Now they switch to man as they box one. That was stolen away by Galingan. Elijah Galingan zigzagging his way as with the dribble drive. Hits board and he will go to the line and will shoot two for Elijah Galingan. Well, this is a chance for the Suns to grab the lead with 50 seconds left. Oh, hold on to your seats, folks. This is down the wire. Galingan on the line as he misses the first free throw. Well, he can tie this ball game up. No? What a ball game. Well, we need to rewatch this on YouTube. No? We are tied at 63, but I would say the last week's game still the game of the week for me. No? The double overtime. Well, that was a good game. Enriquez crosses the timeline, uses his speed and quickness. However, still no opening as the defense tightening up. Jano Santos blocked by Ovenson as Kyle Valdivia anticipated Valdivia attacking the lane and Kyle Valdivia making it a 2-point game, 65 to 63 with 24 seconds left. One possession, make or break. We will not count it down for you. You gotta look at the clock. Ovenson catch and shoot with a challenge. Oh, bailout call as Colantes will be called for the foul. JC Ovenson focus on the prize. Let's see if he will make this free throw. 11 seconds left. Bulldogs up by 2, 65 to 63. JC Ovenson misses that crucial free throw. Well, what will they do here? Either you foul or make the free throw or miss both and try to get the rebound. And he misses both. Battle for the loose ball. And it will go to the Bulldogs with 9 seconds left. The Bulldogs holding on to a 2-point lead, 65 to 63. Full court pressure here. All eyes on the Bulldogs. Granada Hills Bulldogs up by 2, 65 to 63. Full court pressure and foul will be given up by Elijah Galingan as he will put them. They're not yet in the penalty with 8 seconds left. Another full court pressure here. Santos receives it. And Apple, that's his last foul. And he will graduate from this game. Apple, foul out, ref. Uh, as Apple will sit down here. 7 seconds left. Well, those free throws has been hunting JC Ovenson all throughout this game. No? As Mercano gives up that foul and Jano Santos will go to the line. Well, if he makes both free throws, this game is almost over. But if he misses one, this game can still go to overtime. So let's see if Jano Santos will rise to the occasion or will he falter down to the pressure. We'll find out. We are all witnesses. 6 seconds left. Jano Santos on the line. Pressure cooker as he makes the first basket. And if he makes another basket, well, we can say that it's almost over unless you have that 3-point shot with a foul, no? Well, if I'm the Bulldogs now, I will not foul anymore. Just make them try to make the 3-point shot, and this is not yet over with 5 seconds left. 66 to 63. The gate is still open. We'll be right back after this timeout. 3-point game. Will we go to overtime, or will the Bulldogs escape with a victory? We shall all find out. What a ball game! This is what we play for. This is what basketball is all about. This kind of moments. You either live with these moments or you die with these moments. Here we go. 4.3 seconds left. What will the Suns do here? Galingan creating some space. Oh, Benson. And that ends the ball game as the Bulldogs escapes with a 3-point game, 66 to 63. The Bulldogs behind Jano Santos was the key to their victory. And of course, Kyle Valdivia making the difference in the fourth quarter. And that ends our first game. Bulldogs, Granada Hill 66 and the Suns 63. This is Ludwig Van Magic Man. Stay tuned with our second game. Pinoy Ballers SFB.